Hi everyone, Linda here. The challenge this week at LESSology is to make flowers. So it was really hard for me to decide what flower to make because there are so many flowers out there that you can make. Two of my favorite people are Julie Waters and Cy Crafter, and I'm sure I've gotten this idea from them. I just don't really remember because it's been a while. So in keeping with LESSology, I thought what I'd do is make my flowers out of an old egg carton. So what I did, and I love these egg cartons, they really remind me of Tim Holtz's grunge board. And I keep thinking, I wish wish this wasn't here so I could cut that up and use it. But I might try to cut these pieces out and do some die cutting with them. Anyway, what I've done is I've cut off some of the cells and just separated them, and then I cut them with my Tim Holtz scissors like this, just separated them. And then I took and I found like the lowest part here and then just rounded it off like this. And I've tried a couple different things to get it the way I wanted it, and that seemed to work the best. Then what I did is I made one petal that I really liked, and I set it inside, and then I just traced around it. Because I tried doing it freehand, and I just didn't really like the way they looked. So as I go around, I'm just kind of putting the edge of the petal up next to the one in front of it. And this way they come out a little bit, the flower just looks a little bit more even. Kind of going into the other one. Then I just take my scissors and cut on the lines that I drew. And you don't go all the way in, of course, because you want that center part there. And then I'm just going to go back and round off these parts. And this was the one that overlapped a little bit here, so that one might be a little bit smaller than the rest. It cut this, this big carton stuff cuts pretty easy with these tonic scissors. Okay, so then I have a 5-petal flower. They look kind of cute just like that, so I have a couple of them cut now. And I'm just going to go ahead and keep cutting. I'll put it on fast motion. Before I paint them, I'm going to put them through this little crimper to kind of break down the fiber a little bit and to get them to lay a little flatter. I like them being really 3D, but they're a little bit too much. That one just broke, of course, because I'm on camera. But when I put it together, it should go back together again. I'm going to start painting them, and what I'm going to do is take some of this acrylic paint and find the opening. Now this one's got a pearl finish, so I like that one. And I want to make them kind of yellow, so I have this apricot-y color. We'll see how that works. And just put a couple drops of Ringer. This is Stampin' Up's Ringer. I need a little bit of water, so I'll put a little water here. And get my brush kind of wet. And then just kind of mix this in. pearl finish is really pretty. Cy Crafter uses a lot of reinkers in her paint, and I think that's a great idea because then you get a lot more colors and you can have just about any color that you want. I don't want it mixed in too perfect because I kind of like the color, you know, the swirls of the peachy color. So I'm just going to paint these. I'm going to have to do a couple coats and put it on both sides. Okay, so I've got a few painted and then I'm just going to dry them. I have a few painted and dried. Oh, and the sun's shining in here in the wrong place. And they're really, really pretty. They look kind of ceramic-y because of the pearl finish. I learned a couple things. One, it's better to paint a white coat and then mix your paint with a color and then paint the second coat with your color. Otherwise, you have to do quite a few layers with it. All right, now I'm going to figure out what I want to put in the centers of them and how I'm going to put them together. What I'm going to do is I have one 5-petal one and one that I cut one of the petals out of, and I'm just going to put it together like that and stick it in the middle with some hot glue. Over that, black that a little bit. Get a glue stick. Sit that one down inside there. Just kind of turn it a little bit. Ah, things are flying. Turn it just a little bit so that, you know, it's kind of alternate. And then I'm going to put this button, this old button from my button collection. I'll clean it off a little bit. My fingers have got so much stuff on them. Just sit that in the middle. So there's the yellow one. Here, I'm going to turn this paper over. Alright, so there's the yellow one. And then I'm going to do the same thing with one of the blue ones. I'm going to take, now this one only had 4 petals. So I'm going to take and put that in here, and I am going to cut that one a little bit because this is kind of a big spot here, so I'm just going to cut that in just a... I had to stop the camera because my memory card was full. So what I did is I took the one 5-petal one and then I took one of the other ones and cut the petals apart, and now what I'm going to do is put a little bit of hot glue here, and I'm going to set the one that I cut apart, I'm going to alternate it so that there's like a petal in between each petal. It'll make the flower a little fuller. Okay, so now I have 2 layers there with 5 petals each, and then I found this old button in my jar of buttons, and I just put a little bit of twine in it, and I'm just going to put some glue in the middle of there and hold this in the center there like that. And there I have another egg carton flower, and then I have one more that I want to do, this red one, and I love the way this one turned out. So I'm just going to put some glue here. I'm going to alternate the petals. This one turned out really good as far as cutting. It takes a little practice to cut the egg cartons. And then I found this very old button that I really, really like, and I'm going to put that in the middle. So now I have 3 flowers completed from the 1 egg carton, and I still have some petals or some parts left that I could do something else with. And so I got all those from 1 egg carton. But I want to show you something else. I also, you know, I have all these little pieces from the edge of the carton, from around the edge, and I've been cutting dress forms out of it. And I have this little dress form from My Favorite Things, and even though this is curved and kind of bumpy, it's the corner, when you put this on here and you run it through your cuttle bug, or your, I have a Sizzix one, it cuts it out nice and flat. So see, here's the back of it, grade A, extra large egg. So you can see that it's the back of an old egg carton. So 1 egg carton, and I've got 3 completed flowers, possibly a couple more, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll probably get 2 more of these, 7, 8 dress forms. So there's a lot you can do with old egg cartons, and that's the whole idea of our blog, is to use what you have and kind of save the earth. So I hope you'll join our challenge over at LESSology. I can't wait to see the flowers that you make. I used my flowers up here. I found some, these were foil, let's see, they were shiny foil leaves, and I painted them with some Distress crackle paint. This is frayed burlap. And then I went over them with this walnut ink stain just to darken them up a little bit. And I added a little sprig here that I got, you know, at the after Christmas sale, and a silk bow, and then a little charm that I made with just a little butterfly. And I think this was Graphic 45 Springtime. And then, you know, I put it under one of those clear plastic things. So there's how I used my flowers that I made from the egg carton, and that is my little sales journal for my shop. Scrap Cut Cards by Linda. Alright, I hope you like it. Thanks for watching.